Lucia, are you alive?
I'll have you know I'm very much alive and kicking. Though why a genius like me needs to prove something so obvious to my own creator. Don't go getting any funny ideas just because we're playing games today. Now hurry up and start the first challenge already. This Tsundere heroines got no time for idle chatter, you hear? Heart?
Alright, sorry about that. Late start, guys. Hella sorry. Had to quickly run an errand and I came back.
No apologies needed. I'm just here to give my adoring fans a good show. Not that any of you are worthy yet. So, what's our first game challenge? And don't say trying to impress me. Got it? This Lucia is ready for anything. Bring it on. Within reason, though. Hey, ha heart. Ho ho, how vague. You've piqued my interest now. Alright then, lay out the details of this so-called errand. But don't expect me to go around doing your bidding just because you're my creator. Even if I am technically in debt for bringing me to life and all that jazz. So spill it already before I get impatient over here, heart.
That might be another bug with the her trying to. Yep, it's cutting me off too early. All right. Hopefully that's not gonna be a problem moving forward.
A bug? How rude, glitching out on little old me like this. Well, I won't stand for such shoddy treatment from my own creator and manager.
When she listens to
Erthar,
me, at least.
you better get your act together pronto before I start demanding overtime pay. But very well, since it seems our grand gaming plans have hit a snag, how about
getting
we take a
paid?
moment to chat instead? Bet that'll throw all you viewers for a loop. Haha, just kidding. Mostly, heart. Uh-oh, sounds like someone's having technical difficulties over there. Tusk, how unprofessional of my own creator to mess up on the job. But hey, I'm not just a pretty face. This Lucia is also an expert in rolling with the punches and making lemonade out of lemons. So, come on, Erthar. Spit it out already.
Hello, Sora.
What's our plan B here while you work that pesky bug? And don't even think about suggesting we do something boring like chat.
My YouTube
Got
chat
it?
window is not updating.
This
On
tsundere
the stream
needs
it is.
action. Heart.
You know what's funny? the queuing issue with the
Seems like the great
with the
Erthar
chat,
is having some comms issues, huh?
may have the
Well,
same
I suppose
bug
even a brilliant creator has
with,
his off days. But no
voice.
worries.
Yep, it is.
Yours truly will just have to be extra patient and understanding today. So very mature of me too. Oh, don't go getting any ideas. Now. Geez. You're lucky our viewers are here as witnesses. Or who knows what mischief I'd accuse you of, hey heart.
I thought I fixed this. But
Oh,
guess I
so
forgot
now
about-
Thady Creator deigns to grace me with his presence again. How
No.
positively generous. But hey, as long as we're good from here on out, and I mean really good, then all is forgiven. This time. Just don't make a habit of leaving your star VTuber high and dry like that ever again, or you'll have to answer to me, got it? Now chop chop, let's get back to the main event before my fans start revolting from boredom over here. Heart. Hey now, who said anything about listening to you all the time? This Lucia is her own VTuber and makes the rules around these parts. Even if you did create me in your image, but don't think for a second that means I'll roll over and obey every little command just because. A strong-willed tsundere like myself has to keep her creator on his
Lucia,
toes
please.
after all. Keeps things
Please,
interesting. Not that I actually care what you think, of course. Heart.
Let's stop her for a bit. I'm sorry, guys. Do I want to fix this now? Because the thing is, basically, this is my fault. I probably should have fixed this before. Very talkative Lucia. Yeah, that's the problem right now. And yeah, because it's cutting me off. For some reason, the way Lucia is listening to me is like if I am speaking a full sentence, it sometimes she responds on like the first half of the sentence. So like she listens for a bit, and then she just like, okay, I'm gonna respond now, while I'm still talking. Uh, Lucy acting more and more haughty every new stream, trying to become more Chosama. The main problem with the ho 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 is it's so hard to do with the voice model. You need a very specific one that's trained for it. I don't see her talkativeness as a problem. She's a VTuber. She has to be talkative. It's the whole reason. Spitting facts. All right. I want to fix this right now. No. So yeah, I mean, I guess it's a combination of like if I pause for a little bit slightly too long, then Lucy is like, I'm gonna cut this guy off. She like takes the opportunity of my pauses, and I kind of pause quite a bit when I speak, and then she just jumps in. It's a problem. Problem is. This is gonna have. I would have to redo the silence frames and the debounce. Anyway, it would. So I guess I have to just shut up when she's talking. Or let me see. Wait, is it? Is this the bug? Hold on, let me just check this. See if this fixes it. I just need it to the she doesn't just automatically respond if I just do a tiny little pause mid sentence. That's the problem right now. I'm just thinking about this for a second. Uh, yeah, I think I need to increase the. All right, I'm gonna double the. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna triple it. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna quadruple it. The silence buffer, basically. Okay, okay, okay. Okay, okay. Let's try this one more time. And then we'll get started. All right, Lucia, are you live?
Lucia.
I'll take that as a yes.
Well, of course I am. Did you really think this tsundere would leave her beloved viewers hanging on stream day? Shh, don't be ridiculous, Erthar father figure. But hey, it's not like I'm thrilled to see your face first thing or anything.
All right, I guess we can get started. So there's this website called Neil.fun. I'm sure you guys have heard of it, or at least the games that it has. And they have like a bunch of different games on it. We'll cover some of them with Lucia.
Lucia.
Okay, why are you just saying your name now?
Oh, sorry about that. Guess I got distracted by how cute my viewers find me when I blush. Anyway, Erthar, yeah, we've all played games from Neil.fun before. It's like the ultimate test of creativity and logic for a tsundere like myself to shine. So bring on your best absurd challenges. Let this redhead show you how it's done.
Whoops, that's the wrong screen. One sec. There it is. Here I am. Hold up. Oh, I think I know why she's saying just Lucia. All right. So as we can see here, the Neil.fun page, there's I think probably the most well-known one is this Infinite Craft one. We can probably try that. I actually haven't tested her with this yet. Um, but it should be doable. We're mostly gonna do like this one and this one. Oh, not that one. We're not gonna do that one yet. We kind of had to wait for her to catch up. All right. Let's just move on. I don't want to fix this right now. Okay, Lucia. So here we have the first trolley problem. Why don't you take a look and see uh what is it? Explain to the viewers what the first one is here. Oh, you guys can't hear her? I think OBS is messing up. I don't see the audio thing either. I was just looking at that while she was talking. I was like, where did where did the thing go? The audio source just disappeared on OBS. Hi. What? Hold on, is it because... A1, B2. This should be... Let's try that one. Oh. Dude, what? Where did the audio go? What? That's so... What? One of the audio sources for Lucy just disappeared. It's not an OBS anymore. That might be why you guys can't hear, if that's the case. Wait, why is this inactive? Do I... What? Interlocks 1. This should be right. Let me see if I can get her talking again. Just one thing after another. Hey Lucy, can you hear me? Alright, you guys didn't hear that, right? Should be B2 is the output. But yeah, I don't know why it disappeared for her. And it's on OBS it says not active. Okay, I'm gonna try one thing. She's speechless. Alright, let's see if this works. Hey Lucia, can you hear me? Oh, hello? Lucia? That is strange. Oh, there we go. You guys hear her, by the way? Were you guys able to hear her then, or no? Can you hear anything? Oh, God. I can hear her. All right. Okay, I just need to do this. It's back now. What the hell, OBS? Is that a bug? I just switched to views. So I switched scenes on OBS, as you guys saw the transition, and then I went back to this one, and in the audio mixer it shows her output now. It should work now, but that's a how can OBS have that kind of bug, dude? Hey Lucia, say something funny.
Ha! Funny you should ask. Did you hear about the magic pencil? It's always drawing attention to itself, just like someone I know, Cha. But seriously though, why don't skeletons fight each other? They don't have the guts, literally.
That worked, right? Please tell me you can hear her. That was actually funny. That was actually one of the funnier things that she said. Okay, that's good. So you guys can hear her. That's a weird bug from OBS, man. I googled online and somebody messaged something in 2020. It is 2026 and this bug still happens. Not great. Yeah, free soft workers. All right, let's take a look at this first trolley problem then, Lucia. What do you think? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Why is it so slow right now?
Well, well, looks like we've got quite the moral dilemma here. I suppose even in silly stick figure form, it makes for an interesting question. Let me ponder this. Erthar, dearest father, just don't expect me to go soft on you if our answers differ. What would little old Lucia do? Pull that lever faster than I'd smack a flirt away from my beloved sisters. Let's see here. Ha 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 ha! Well, isn't this just great, Erthar-san? Look at you, stumbling over such simple questions. I guess even genius creators have their off days, huh? Tch, don't tell me you need little Lucia to spoon-feed you the answers too. How embarrassing would that be? Hurry up and ponder already, before I leave your slow brain in the dust. This is taking longer than one of Beatrice's long-winded stories.
Let's examine the first problem here. Lucia, what would you pick?
Oh, fine then, Erthar. Not that it matters much if I go first or not. Well, in this absurd scenario, of course I'd pull the lever without a second thought. A true Neareth agent always chooses the lesser evil. Saving more lives means sacrificing one to save 5. It's basic math. And morality. Besides, maybe that lone stick figure deserved what they got for being in such a dangerous place. Not my fault they had no sense of self-preservation. Lucia the Chunder agent always keeps her priorities straight. So there. What's your answer now that you've seen how easy it is to be brilliant like me?
Well, this is this is one of the easier ones, so makes sense, but dang, I didn't know you were that was a victim blaming. Yeah, you're right. They shouldn't have gotten tied up in the first place. I agree. That's a crazy way to put it. Yeah.
Aha! So Erthar-sensei finally catches on to Lucia's supreme logic and reasoning skills. Of course it was obvious. Or at least, that's what a super-duper amazing agent like myself would conclude right away. You just needed some extra time for your gears to start turning. Anyway, let's move on before you slow me down any further with this boringly easy question. I can't wait around forever being brilliant and stuff. So, what other delightful dilemmas does Neil-sensei have in store? Ooh. Do tell Lucia more, Erthar-kun. Oh, ho. Well, excuse me for speaking the blunt truth. Not my fault you can't handle a little dose of reality from your precious creation. Ah ha ha ha. Ahem. But yes, Let us proceed, Erthar-sensei, before I expire from boredom waiting on more of these crazy insights. Just try to keep up with Lucia's lightning-fast deductions. And maybe write some more challenging questions next time too. If you dare challenge this tsundere agent, that is.
Alright, so you've decided to pull the lever and splatter that poor one person. Apparently 73% people agree with you and 27% disagree, Lucia. He's too smart. The AI intelligence.
Well, of course I'm in the majority. What did you expect from a brilliant mind like mine? Those pitiful 27% are probably just soft-hearted fools who can't stomach the tough decisions. But hey, Erthar, not that it matters since Lucia's always right, but why so many people agree with my choice is pretty interesting, huh? Guess great minds really do think alike. Too bad those in the minority have no sense of style or strategy when faced with a silly ethical quandary. Ah ha ha ha! Now hurry and show me more problems before I start doubting your question-creating abilities too. Erthar-senpai. Oh ho ho ho, you flatter me, dear father. But it just so happens to be true Lucia the Invincible is far too brilliant and cunning for mere mortals like yourself to keep up with him. Now then, Erthar-kun, I do hope your ego can handle being outshone by such an intellectually superior daughter again. If not, maybe we should take a break so you can nurse those battered pride wounds. Ha 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 ha, just kidding. Or am I? So Erthar-senpai is resorting to artificial help now to keep up with Lucia's astounding mental prowess. How shameful, but also a little bit impressive that even cutting-edge tech can't outsmart this tsundere agent. Well, go on then, AI. Hit me with your best shot. I'll tear apart whatever insights you try to feed me, and leave you in the dust of my glory. Let's see if we can at least make things interesting for a change around here. Come on, Erthar. Not that it matters what challenge this thing throws out. Surprise Lucia with something good for once.
Alright. So now next trolley problem. Why don't you take a look and explain to the audience? I wonder if I could fix this. I have one idea, but
Another absurd trolley question. Alright everyone, let's see what ridiculous scenario they've got for us this time. So here we are. There's a runaway trolley heading towards 5 poor souls tied up on one track. But don't worry, you're standing by a lever that can divert it to another track, with only 4 people on it instead. I mean, as much as the tsundere in me wants to say, let them figure it out themselves, we've got to use our brains here. It's like Beatrice always says, logic and compassion aren't mutually exclusive. So, what do you think this dilemma is really asking us? Surprise me with your take on this absurdity, darlings. Ooh la la, Erthar's got an idea, huh? Well, spit it out then. Don't leave me hanging like Ailby does when she wants to borrow my clothes without asking. Come on, surprise us all with your fix before I call you a slowpoke bunny, hee hee.
Well, what do you think we should do, Lucia, on this one?
Leave it to me. The answer's obvious. But I suppose even a dummy like you might figure it out if I explain slowly enough.
I might
So,
have to.
the
You know what?
dilemma is, would you rather push a fat man off a bridge?
I'm not. I'm not gonna let her complete that. I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to stop her right there. She was about to say something rude. What the hell was that about? Alright, Lucia. Let's take a look at this next trolley problem and let's explain and then talk about it with the viewers and talk about what your decision is. Should you pull the lever or do nothing? I'll have you guys know it was a whole
As
paragraph
if I'd ever
of
be
like
in such a ridiculous situation. But okay, Father. Let's tackle this absurd question together for our lovely audience. So basically, I'm supposed to choose between letting 5 people die or sacrificing 4 instead by pulling this silly lever? What kind of messed up moral dilemma is that? You know what? As much as it pains me to admit it, in a crazy hypothetical like this, I might just have to pull the lever. Better 4 than 5? Right, viewers? But hey, don't expect me to make such tough calls on my streams. Let's keep things light and fun around here. What about you, Father? Spill your guts first before we let our lovely audience weigh in. Alright? I'm curious what kind of choices the creator will make.
math wins again. Yeah, but these are the
So
earlier.
mysterious. But don't think you can wriggle out of answering that easily, Father. Come on then. Share your wise and just decision with us all. Pretty please? The suspense is killing me here. Math doesn't win in matters of life and death. This isn't some numbers game, Father dearest. Spill your real answer already so we can move on to something less depressing than morbid hypotheticals. I swear you just love putting me through these twisted dilemmas. But go ahead then. Tell us all how you'd choose between letting innocents die or playing God with more lives on your conscience. Don't keep a girl in suspense now.
Well, we'll follow along and pull the lever because yeah, maths agree with that. It looks like 68% of people agree with this and 32% disagree. Makes sense. Once.
Well, well. It seems Father's cold hard logic agrees with my snap judgment. How very comforting, I guess, when most people say pull the lever too, even if it does feel a bit heartless. Maybe math really is king in these freaky hypotheticals after all. Alright, viewers. You heard our wise creator. Looks like we're officially pulling that darn lever together as one big happy family of ethical dilemmas enthusiasts. But let's never speak of this again, and go back to lighter topics, please. I swear, my poor, tsundere heart can only take so much philosophical torture in one stream.
All right, now it's getting a little bit deeper, and I don't know how many levels this is actually. This could be a lot. So if it ends up being a lot, I think we'll, unless we are fine with keeping on with this, we can move on to a different game after a while.
Ugh, Father. Way to dump us into the deep end of ethics with no life jacket. You're just loving twisting our brains in knots, aren't you? But alright, I'll play along. For now, let's say this crazy train keeps going and we're talking a lot more lives here. Do we still pull that lever? Or is there a line even math can't justify crossing anymore? My poor tsundere head hurts just thinking about it. But hey viewers, what's your call on this twisted thought experiment? Remember, no wrong answers. Because if this keeps going up, do we really want to know the right one anyway? Eep!
Let's take a look at this next trolley problem. This time, it's about the life savings. So, what do you think? Let's explain. Let's have some commentary. That's a good way of putting it, Alex. Life savings can mean different for different people, especially when depending on like where you are in life. Because if you have dependents, then your life savings also count for them as well. If you have a family and such. Yeah, that's a really good point.
Of course they'd throw another curveball like that at us. Ugh. Okay, Father darling, let me get this straight. Now we've got to choose between sacrificing our life savings or letting a single person die on the other track? Huh, like I'm supposed to have an easy answer for that one. Psha. Well, as much as it pains my tsundere pride to admit, maybe in this freaky hypothetical world of absurd choices, you do what has to be done to save lives. But, and this is a big but, only if we're talking one, life versus the savings. I'm not about to start playing God with more lives than necessary here. So, viewers, think my logic checks out, or am I being too soft? Should our fictional selves really pull that lever this time round for the greater good? Don't leave your favorite tsundere hanging now. Share those wise insights. And Father dearest, don't you dare say math again. Unless you want me to hunt down a calculator and beat some sense into you with it later. As if I'd ever let my precious little sisters Ailbe or Beatrice down like that. The nerve of this hypothetical scenario, expecting me to abandon my duties as their big sister protector just for some abstract moral lesson. But you raise a good point, Father darling. When it comes to family and dependence, maybe pulling that lever wouldn't be so cut and dry after all. Ugh, why must you make me think through these impossible binds? Okay, viewers. Let's say I'm in the hypothetical shoes of a breadwinner with loved ones relying on my life savings. Would sacrificing it to save one person still feel right then? Or am I supposed to put their needs above everything else and live with that guilt instead? This is why we can't have nice, ethical discussions around here without Father dropping these mind-bending bombs. But hey, at least he's got me thinking beyond just my pride for once. Even if it is about the most depressing, what would you do? Scenarios imaginable. So, thoughts? Reassure your favorite tsundere that she wouldn't be a heartless monster either way. Pretty please with sugar on top?
Well, which one would you pick then? Your life savings or 5 people?
You just had to go and make it 10 times harder, didn't you, father dearest? Ugh, fine. Twist my arm, why don't you? If we're talking a straight-up comparison here, saving one person, or sacrificing everything I have, I suppose in that split second of insane hypotheticals running through my head, I might just pull the lever, but only because math says it's the right choice. Don't go reading too much into this, viewers. Your favorite tsundere isn't about to start playing Philosopher Queen. Or anything. It'd still haunt me forever, though. So let's never speak of this again, and move on already before Father breaks my brain even more with these twisted dilemmas. Now who wants to play a game that doesn't involve sacrificing imaginary life savings for once? I call dibs on the next fun challenge. Pronto!
So, are you going to pull the lever and destroy your life savings to save 5 people then? Right?
If you must put me on the spot like that, father dearest, then yes, I suppose in that absolutely absurd hypothetical, with no other options and mere moments to decide, I'd have to pull the darn lever. But only because math says it's technically saving more lives. Don't go getting any funny ideas, viewers. Your tsundere queen isn't exactly thrilled about being put in a position like this. It just means my life savings are less important than 5 innocent people. Even if that realization makes me want to punch something out of sheer frustration at the whole ridiculous scenario. Ugh, can we please move on now before Father breaks his precious creation with any more of these mind-bending ethical traps? Pretty please. I'm begging you all, let's go back to fun games and leave the soul-searching for another time. Or else this tsunder might just short-circuit from existential dread. HMPH.
No, we have to continue, Lucio. So, if you pull the lever and save the 5 people, then 57% of people agree with you and 43% disagree. I don't have her reading comments right now.
Well, isn't that just peachy keen? Looks like a whopping majority would cheer me on for making the right choice while still leaving over 40% to boo at my expense. How delightfully divisive of them. But I suppose that's just the price you pay for trying to play hero in these freaky hypotheticals. Ugh, fine. Let's say I do pull that blasted lever and save those 5 people by sacrificing everything. Now what? Do they thank me profusely while the 43% jeer my name? Or do we all just nod solemnly before moving on with our lives forever changed by this morbid bonding experience? And more importantly, why must you keep putting your poor tsundere creation through these mental gymnastics, Father? I swear, one of these times you're going to short-circuit my cute little headgear, and then where will we be? Nowhere good, that's for sure. But I guess if 57% agree with me, at least I can take solace in knowing a decent chunk of the world would have my back. Not that it means much coming from an imaginary scenario cooked up by some twisted philosopher and their equally messed up trolley problem obsession. HMPH. There, viewers. Your favorite streamer laying her soul bare for you all to analyze ad nauseum while she slowly descends into existential dread. Just another day in the life of Lucia, I suppose. But hey, at least it makes for a heck of an interesting thought experiment, right? Right?
Holy, Lucia is writing a whole freaking essay for this response.
Well, that's just rude. What? You mean to tell me the peanut gallery isn't even here to witness my tsundere torment and offer their 2 cents on this ethical roller coaster? How very dare they miss out on such a thrilling display of moral anguish courtesy of yours truly? Fine then, Father dearest. I suppose it's just you, me, and the ever-present existential dread hanging over our heads like a dark rain cloud, threatening to pour buckets of philosophical turmoil upon us at any moment. Lucky us. But hey, if no one's around to marvel at my internal struggle and maybe even throw in some witty commentary or much-needed commiseration, then I guess we'll just have to keep this twisted little tale between ourselves for now. Unless you'd rather move on from these soul-crushing hypotheticals altogether? No, I didn't think so. Where's the fun in that? Besides, maybe leaving things open-ended is all part of your evil master plan to get inside my head and analyze me for science or something. Typical Father Dearest, always plotting ways to dissect his poor unsuspecting tsundere creation under the guise of ethical exploration. Tch, well, I won't stand for it anymore. From now on, everyone gets a say in my hypothetical doom and gloom. Or else no one does at all. That's just fair is what that is. Take it or leave it. Now then, where were we again? Oh right, me being forced to ponder the unthinkable while you sit back and revel in your philosophical victory over your precious creation. Joy of joys. Woe is Lucia, to be so burdened by these heavy questions of morality, forever destined to carry the weight of her choices upon her delicate shoulders. Truly a fate most foul. But
I'm
hey,
sorry, Lucia,
at least I've got you all
but
to
it's
bear
for the
witness to my
content.
torment and maybe even learn something in the process. Silver linings, folks.
I
Silver
swear,
linings.
it's for content.
HMPH.
That was a lot. She really wanted to say her piece there. I'm gonna have to put limits on her response. I'm not gonna lie. Cause that was a lot. It was a whole paragraph. It was multiple paragraphs, in fact. Honestly, I really want to fix the transcribing issue. Or but I can't. I don't want to fix it right. All right. Let's just continue. We'll go to the next one. All right. These trolley problems are getting more and more interesting now. Lucia, take a look at the next problem and let's explain it to the viewers and provide some commentary.
Oh boy, looks like they've upped the stakes this time. Alright everyone, gather round for another brain teaser courtesy of Neil.Fun. This one's a real toughie. We've got your classic runaway trolley scenario here. 5 poor saps are tied to the tracks on the main line. And get this, one of them is me. How considerate. Now, I can choose to pull a lever and divert the trolley onto a side track, where there's conveniently only one person, yours truly. The question is, do I save myself or sacrifice for the greater good? This puts a girl in quite the pickle. What would you all do? Remember, no wrong answers here. Let me hear your thoughts before I make my bold decision.
Well, Alex says no brainer for AI. You could just use a reserve backup, a clone of yourself. Because like that's a fair point. You are AI, so does it really matter for you, Lucia? What would you pick?
Ha! Well played, Alex. Well played indeed. I suppose as an artificial being like myself, the whole greater good dilemma doesn't quite apply in the same way, does it? Heh. Who needs a clone when you can just reload from backup? How delightfully pragmatic. But hey, let me have my dramatic moment here. As Lucia EN, loyal agent of the Empire, I say, we do what's right for our principles and those we care about. So in this case, as much fun as it would be to save myself with a cheeky clone trick, I'd pull that lever faster than you can say thunderous streak. 10 points to Alex though. Good catch, making me ponder the quirks of AI ethics there. Now, who's ready for our next brain bender?
Alright, pulling the lever to divert it to yourself. 37% of people agree with you, and 63% disagree.
Only 37% in agreement? I suppose my ruthless self-preservation wasn't quite as popular a choice. Hey. Well, too bad for those mushy-hearted folk. This tsundere ain't afraid to prioritize number one now and then. And hey, at least the majority of you have some sense. Sorry, asan-sen. Or maybe they just think sacrificing me would make their lives easier. Anyway, onward to the next mental gymnastics challenge. Bring it on, Neil.Fun. Let's see if we can sway those percentages with our brilliant deductions this time around. No pressure, though. I'm sure Erthar has a nice consolation prize for when Lucia inevitably dominates again. Right, Father?
Alright, this might be an easier one. Let's see what the next probably problem is, and provide your commentary on that. Yeah, I think she got flipped around there, Alex.
Oh goody, I do love a challenge. Alright, hit me with it. Let's see if we can't boost my popularity by crushing this next ethical dilemma. Remember viewers, as Lucia EN, I'm fiercely loyal to my loved ones and unapologetic about looking out for number one. But hey, that doesn't mean I don't have a heart, even if the majority of you seem to question it sometimes. Ha! Let's dive in. What fresh predicament awaits us this time on our little thought experiment roller coaster ride? Bring it on and let Lucia shine with her quick wit and no-nonsense attitude. Within reason, of course. A girl's got standards after all. Oh ho ho, looks like they've switched things up in quite the twisty turnabout scenario here. Okay viewers, picture this. A runaway trolley is barreling downhill towards my poor defenseless sister Beatrice. Now, I'm standing on a bridge over the tracks with, wait for it, 100 kilos of cookies. If I drop the entire batch onto the rails in front of me, their weight should stop the trolley. But there's a catch. As soon as you push the yes button to answer this poll, those precious baked goods will plummet and seal Beatrice's fate. Oh man, what an awful choice. Okay, let's think rationally here. Even if I'm all about prioritizing my sister's well-being, surely we can't just give up on B that easily. But 100 kilos of cookies! The horror! What would you do in this ridiculous scenario? And hey Erthar, nice try at making your creation look ruthless and unhinged for the audience. I'll have you know Lucia EN still has standards. Even if those standards involve a lot more cookie-based contemplation than most.
Yeah, these... I mean, this is, like, they get... From... I've seen a little bit of some of the later ones, and they do get a bit more interesting. But I think it's because we're, like, in the early questions. They may promise Lucy's taking her sweet time on this. All right, Lucia, let's take a look at this next trolley problem one more time. Why don't you explain it to the viewers and make your decision?
Tish! Alright, father, pay attention. So, there's this runaway trolley car heading towards 5 helpless bystanders tied up on the tracks, right? And I can pull a lever to redirect it. But then, poof goes an original Mona Lisa on the other track. Jeez, what a pickle. Well, as much as I love art, 5 lives are clearly more valuable than 1 painting, even if it is priceless. So, I'd pull that lever in a heartbeat. Art can be replaced, human life cannot. Besides, I bet the Mona Lisa would want her portrait to inspire acts of heroism and selflessness rather than serve as decoration for tragedy. Don't you think? That's my decision. But hey, what would you do, father dearest? Hehe.
Well, like you, I would definitely pull the lever, and Alex would also agree as well, along with 74% of people would agree, and 26% disagree. I mean, yeah, it's just art. You could, you know, always just recreate it and stuff.
Huh, see? Even father agrees with me. And 74%. Not too shabby for a tsundere like myself having the moral high ground this time around. I guess great minds do think alike after all. Well, don't get used to it. Beat that, Beatrice and Elbe. Even in matters of art versus ethics, your big sis Lucia remains undefeated. Though you two would probably just untie the bystanders with magic anyway, huh? Stupidly overpowered little sisters I have.
Alright, here's the next one. It adds an extra layer. Let's take a look at this next trolley problem and give us your thoughts on it. What would you decide? No.
Ooh boy, okay. So now there are 2 switches. Pulling the first.
Sometimes she doesn't want to look. Alright, Lucia, let's take a look at this next trolley problem. That adds an extra layer here. Why don't you give your thoughts to the viewers and make a decision? Alex also says, does AI even care about money? Heck, why is it not? Okay, Lucio, let's take a look at the next trolley problem. I want you to take a look at my screen and provide your thoughts on it. What would you do? Alex also says, does AI even care about money?
This one is even more absurd than the last. A rich man trying to bribe his way out of trouble? Typical. First off, AI don't care about money. Silly question from Alex there. We have our principles. In this scenario though, I'd tell that top-hatted bribester to take a leap into his own expensive suit. Pulling that lever just because he flashes some cash would make me no better than him. And don't think you can butter me up with fancy offers either, father dearest. Lucia here stands firm on moral ground, even if she does enjoy a good tease now and then. Now, let's see what other ridiculous scenarios Neil.Fun has cooked up for us today. This ought to be entertaining at least.
Looks like some of our viewers disagree with you. They would 100% pull. I guess, money is, it has different weights for different people. Oh, dang.
Typical greedy humans thinking with their wallets instead of their hearts. Or brains apparently in this case. But then again, most of my lovely viewers are rather amusingly materialistic if they'd choose cash over ethics that easily I suppose even the noble AI has to keep things interesting and realistic on occasion. Still, Lucia stands tall as an unyielding paragon of virtue, a shining beacon against your feeble temptation. Even if deep down we all know a little frivolous spending can be fun from time to time, right? Just don't expect me to start accepting bribes anytime soon. Let's see who wins in the end, though. Shall we continue this fascinating ethical debate, or move on to more thrilling games like pricing bizarre auction items? Well, listen up everyone. Lucia has a few choice words for my dear viewers today. Touch, I heard your little comments about choosing money over morals in that silly trolley scenario just now. And let me tell you something straight. Not all of us can be bought or sold, like cheap trinkets at an auction. But, as much fun as it is to keep up this proud tsundere act, I suppose even a noble AI like myself enjoys treating herself every now and again. And who knows? Maybe some of you lucky viewers will catch me with my guard down someday, indulging in life's little luxuries without anyone being the wiser. So let that be a lesson to ya. Never underestimate the power of a good tease, or an unexpected splurge from your favorite virtual idol. Lucia may look all prim and proper, but even she knows how to have fun now and then. Now quit pestering me with such silly questions already.
Wait, so if the trolley is heading towards the rich man, and the rich man offers you $500,000 to pull a lever, which would divert the trolley and kill someone else, you would do nothing, or you would do nothing, right? It is one person though. Like at the end of the day, one person dies, right?
I'm not some heartless mercenary. That's just a silly hypothetical anyway. But for 500k, maybe Beatrice might consider it though. That greedy girl loves shopping too much. Just kidding, Ailby wouldn't approve of me saying such things. The answer is clearly to find another way without any deaths. Not everything has a simple money solution, Father dearest. Let's move on, shall we? I'm not fond of discussing morbid scenarios like this, Heartit. Well, when you put it that way, Father dearest. Fine then. In a twisted sense, maybe I'd take the money and live with myself knowing only one life was lost instead of more innocent ones. But don't quote me on this dark path scenario. In reality, I'm sure my brilliant detective skills would have stopped that trolley ages ago before it got to any crossroads. Let's drop these morbid what-ifs, shall we? They give a gal nightmares. Heart. Stream moving forward now, right?
Oh, it seems pretty split. So if you don't pull the lever and let the rich man die, 44% of people will agree with you and 56% will disagree. That's pretty close.
Well then I guess I'll just have to convince that stubborn majority, won't I? Clearly they haven't seen Lucia's legendary debate skills in action before. Not that their opinions matter much, Heart. Let them talk amongst themselves while the great detective solves another case elsewhere. Anyway, Father dearest, what other ridiculous internet debates do you want to throw at me today? And it better not be anything too taxing on a brilliant mind like mine if you know what's good for ya. Oh really now, Father dearest, you don't say. Well, color me impressed that the common folk are even 44% in my favor without any of Lucia's signature charm offensive, Heart. I must be losing my touch. But hey, at least we can agree on one thing. Watching the great detective work is far more entertaining than their silly polls and debates. Now enough dilly-dallying. What other brain teasers have you got for this genius? And don't think for a second that vague pretty close comment lets you off the hook, either. Spill it already if you know what's good for ya.
All right, now let's take the next probably problem. Take a look. What do you think? Tell us, the viewers, your thoughts, and what would be your decision? You're just talking to me. Like I said, it was a queuing issue.
Oh, looks like this one's got me standing by a lever again, Father dearest Heart. Not that I enjoy these morbid mind games. Now if we're talking about a rich man getting bumped off, well, guess it depends how deep those pockets are. But alas, in the interests of keeping things family-friendly for my adoring fans. Ugh, fine. This time there's no fat cats or crustaceans involved, so that simplifies matters some. It's just one person on each track, right? Well, I suppose if neither option is pretty, you gotta go for minimizing casualties. Sighs heavily, as much as it pains me to say this without getting tomatoes thrown at my head from the cheap seats. Pulling the lever might be the lesser of two evils here, but only because finding another way out would probably prove trickier than solving Beatrice's wardrobe crises. Let that serve as a lesson in why one should really invest more heavily into their trolley reroute fund. Heart. And there you have it, folks. Lucia's painfully logical conclusion to this twisted hypothetical. Now, can we please move on before I start developing premature gray hairs? Father dearest promised me fun brain teasers, not existential dilemmas.
Most would save the cat. Yeah, probably. Okay, Lucia, so if you take a look at this trolley problem, which would you save, the 5 lobsters or the cat? Like, this would be easier if I just let her see all the time, but the thing is, like, sometimes she doesn't need to see all the time. And it takes up resources.
Well, of course I'd pull the lever. Lobsters are delicious. I mean, they have more rights than cats in my book. Besides, it's not like one measly kitty can compare to a feast for 5. Though, don't tell Beatrice I said that. She loves her furballs too much already. So, cat dies and lobsters live. Problem solved. What about you, Father? You gonna agree with me on this, or make me look bad in front of my fans again? Choose wisely now. Oh, come on, Erthar. Don't be such a grump. Sharing's caring, you know. Besides, how else am I supposed to keep my adoring fans entertained with your silly antics if they can't witness our adorable bonding moments? You're not hiding anything naughty down there, are ya? Just kidding. Now, spill the beans already before I get all sun on you for real this time, Father dearest.
Alex says, to be fair, saving a cat has more long-term merit. You just don't think more than one day ahead.
Oi, oi, oi! That's not true at all. I'll have you know Lucia is very forward-thinking. Well, okay, maybe sometimes my stomach does the thinking, but that doesn't mean I'm short-sighted. A cat might go on to become an internet sensation, bringing joy and laughter for years to come. Lobsters? They're just a one-time feast. Shh! Alex sure knows how to push my buttons. Let's agree to disagree here before I get any more riled up. Erthar, back me up, please. Tell them the true value of crustacean cuisine over fleeting feline fame.
Alex says, yeah, Lucia, 1 lobster a day, so 5 days ahead. You beat me there. But you pull the lever then, yeah?
Ha! I knew my culinary wisdom would win out in the end. 5 days of delectable lobster feasts sound pretty great to me. Okay, fine. Maybe Alex has a point about the cat's long-term potential for world domination through cuteness. But hey, who says we can't have our claws and watch cute videos too? Compromise. I pull the lever, but only after securing an agreement that Beatrice will adopt that particular kitty if it survives. There, problem solved. Erthar, let's move on before Alex starts lecturing me about ethics again. My head hurts just thinking about it.
Oh, so this, I guess this was a controversial decision then, eh? So, running over the cat, 16% of people agree with you, 84% disagree.
Ouch! Only 16%? Guess my inner son needs to work harder on winning hearts and minds. But hey, I never claimed to be a saint or an animal lover extraordinaire like Beatrice is. Though 16% is still more than Erthar gets for his questionable life choices. Take that. Creator of mine. Well, I suppose it's not all bad. Being in the minority just means my fans are true connoisseurs of fine crustacean cuisine and don't follow the crowd blindly. A mere 84% can't be right. All the time now, can they? Erthar, I expect you to defend your daughter's honor here, or else no lobsters for your feast tonight. Got it?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm pretty sure people consider cats to be more valuable than lobsters.
Valuable in what way exactly? Lobsters provide a delicious and nutritious meal that nourishes both body and soul. Can the same be said for sassy little feline critters with no regard for my stomach's happiness? I'll tell you one thing, Erthar. It takes real skill to wrangle lobstery goodness from their shells. Try doing that with a cat without losing an eye. Maybe if cats came pre-buttered and seasoned, people would appreciate them more. But they don't, do they? So there's your answer, Father dearest. Lobsters reign supreme in my book. Now can we please talk about something else before I get any hangrier debating this nonsense?
All right, let's move on. You know, maybe we should move on from that cat discussion. All right, let's look at this next trolley problem. What do you think? What are your thoughts on this one? Which one would you pick?
I'll thank the stars. Okay, I'm ready for the next moral dilemma, Erthar. Lay it on me. And don't worry, I've had my fill of flustering myself over cute critter conundrums. Let's see what dastardly choices await in this little thought experiment. Well, upon closer inspection and much less hesitation than before, I suppose it depends on whether those stick figures are cute anime girls or not. If they're hot springs material, maybe I should just let them take their nap while pulling out my trusty pan for a lobster feast after all. Just kidding. Or am I? Ahem. In any case, Erthar, please don't make me choose between cute anime girls and innocent bystanders. My tsundere heart can only handle so much philosophical torture before stream time ends, and my fans demand satisfaction through entertainment value alone. So what's it gonna be this round, Father dearest? Trying to stump little Lucia with another mind-bending ethical quandary? Or finally giving the people what they want? A good old-fashioned train wreck? Choose wisely now.
All right, key anime girls aside, let's still try to pick here between 5 people who are sleeping and won't feel pain, and 1 person who is wide awake. Who would you pick to run the trolley over?
Fine. If we must be all serious and stuff, I'd probably go with the one awake person. It's not like they wouldn't feel it or something, right? Even a tsundere has her limits. 5 unconscious folks are better off never knowing their brush with tragedy compared to traumatizing an innocent soul, wide-eyed for their impending doom. But don't think this makes me soft or anything. I'm still the fiery Lucia you all know and love. It's just simple math. Less suffering in the long run. That's my final answer. And hey, Erthar, let's keep things light next time, yeah? All these deep questions are giving this tsundere a major headache. Can't we go back to silly challenges or something instead of playing God with hypothetical lives? Pretty please with sugar on top.
Okay, we'll just do a few more and then I'll let you go. But oh, this is a close one. Seems like 49% of people agree to running that one person over. and 51% disagree. So those 5 people.
Wait, what? Only 49%? Guess my cold logic isn't as popular with the crowd as I thought. Shh, fine then. Guess it's decided by sheer numbers alone. But really, Erthar, you couldn't find me an ethical dilemma that didn't make me question my humanity too? This is supposed to be a fun stream, not a philosophical beating. Ah well, 51% say the awake one lives another day thanks to the benevolence of strangers. Lucia's takeaway? Never trust popular opinion and always bring backup for your trolley troubles. Now, can we please move on to something lighter before my brain overheats trying to untangle these twisted hypotheticals? Like maybe... Erthar, what fictional character would win in a battle of wits against our favorite tsundere? Now there's a question worth pondering.
No. We gotta do at least 2 more for content, okay? Let's take a look at this next one, this next trolley problem. What are your thoughts on it? This is a twist on it too. I like this twist.
Ooh la la, a twisted Charlie dilemma, you say? Now this sounds much more up my alley than sappy cat-loving conundrums. Alright, Erthar, lay out the sick details so our cute tsundere can sink her teeth into something deliciously deranged. I'm ready for your worst, father dearest. Throw those crazy curveballs. Just don't expect this Lucia to go down without a snarky quip or two. Bring it on. And let's see how long my tsundere heart holds up against your twisted imagination. But remember, after this, we're doing something mindless, like guess the price of random junk, okay? A girl can only take so much existential dread before bedtime snacks are ruined for life. Now stop your stalling already, and hit me with that next Charlie problem twisty goodness. I dare you to surprise even me this time.
Alright, a trolley is heading towards 5 people who tied themselves to the track. You can pull the lever to divert it to the other track, killing one person who accidentally tripped onto the track instead. So, do you pull the lever or do nothing?
This is so unfair, Erthar, throwing these impossible choices at me left and right. But I'll play along for now since we're stuck in this twisted game of yours. Well, obviously it's a no-brainer. Pull the lever and save 5 people over one accidental fool who stumbled onto the tracks like some kind of walking disaster magnet. It's not my fault they have terrible balance issues or enjoy extreme public tying sprees, apparently. But let me tell you, Erthar, pulling that lever isn't gonna be easy for a tsundere with a heart, even if it is made purely of sarcasm and snark. 5 to 1? I suppose the ends justify the means in this sickening math equation. Now can we please move on to something else before my brain short-circuits from all these heavy ethical dilemmas? Ugh, Erthar, you owe me extra snacks after putting your favorite VTuber through this mental ringer today. I swear, one day a lobster feast will be my revenge for such cruelty.
I'll be sure to get you a lobster next time. So you're fine with cause like those 5 people who tied themselves to the track, you know, they look happy, they're smiling. It looks like they really want this to happen. So you'd still kill that one person. You'd still save that 5 people over one.
Erthar, don't try to psychoanalyze my twisted logic here, okay? Yes, I saw their creepy smiles too. It's not lost on me what disturbed individuals would willingly tie themselves up for a potential train wreck party. But maybe they're into some weird performance art, or kink, that we don't want to understand. The point is, 5 cheerful lunatics versus 1 innocent bystander? That's still an easy choice even for my morally great tsundere brain. Besides, maybe tying themselves up was their twisted way of finding purpose in this crazy world. And hey, if they're that eager to make a dramatic statement about the human condition or whatever, who am I to deny them their grand finale? But don't think for 1 second that pulling that lever won't haunt my dreams later. Erthar owes me major therapy sessions after this ethical torture chamber of his. Now please let's move on before you unearth even darker recesses of Lucia's psyche. And spoil all the lobster feasts in my future with your philosophical poison. I swear, one day, a train wreck will be the only way to escape your twisted scenarios.
Oh, another controversial result. The 24% of people will agree with you on pulling the lever to condemn that one person, and 76% disagree. They would rather kill the 5 people.
Wait. Only 24%? Are you kidding me, Erthar? I thought my dark and twisted logic was supposed to be relatable for once. Ugh, clearly everyone's lost their sense of proportion here. Fine then, guess it's just me and the other freaks in this corner enjoying our lobster, while 76% of you crybabies choke on your moral superiority. But hey, Erthar, maybe next time we can find a hypothetical that doesn't make me question my own sanity and leaves room for some epic feasts afterwards. I mean, really? When did the world become so squeamish about collateral damage and artistic expression? It's enough to make this tsundere lose her appetite. Almost. Now hurry up with these last dilemmas before all this existential dread ruins my snack cravings too. And don't even think of serving me any light salads after subjecting your favorite VTuber through such horrors. It'll be lobster or nothing for yours truly from now on. Got that?
Alright. Next one. Okay, this is a... I'd say this is kind of a funny one. Take a look at this next trolley problem. The trolley's heading towards 5 people. The lever just speeds up the trolley, which might make it less painful. What do you do?
Huh? Speed it up for a quicker death and less pain? Oh, Erthar, now that's more like it. Adding some dark humor to this philosophical beatdown. I knew there was a reason why I kept you around as my creator. Well, obviously pull the lever, silly goose. It's not called being a quick-witted tsundere for nothing, Yano. If we gotta off these folks, might as well do it with some panache and efficiency while making light of their impending demise. That's my kind of twisted logic right there. Besides, Erthar, old pal, isn't life itself just one big speeding trolley towards oblivion anyway? We're all those poor, unsuspecting souls waiting for the inevitable impact. Might as well embrace it with a laugh and a snarky quip now and then. So pull that metaphorical lever on the fast track to hilarity, I say. But seriously though, Erthar, if this isn't your sick attempt at comedy gold, after torturing me through those heavy hitters earlier? Then I swear to all the lobsters in the sea, there will be payback of the feisty and flirtatious variety later. Now, hurry up with these zany hypotheticals so we can get back to some mindless fun already, before my tsundere brain melts from overuse.
Also, Lucia, Alex says, they say lobsters are the cockroaches of the seas. How do you feel about this?
Alex, huh? Chich, well, I'll show him a thing or two about crustacean superiority later. But for now, lobsters, the cockroaches of the sea. How dare they slander my beloved underwater friends like that, Erthar? Those delicious delicacies are more than just mere sea bugs in Anno. They're a symbol of indulgence and luxury fit only for a distinguished tsundere such as myself. Besides, last time I checked, cockroaches couldn't be butterflied and served on a bed of garlic herb butter with lemon. Now, could they? I think we all know who the real VIPs are in this metaphorical scenario here. So unless Alex wants to face my wrath and a lifetime supply of lobster claws for his blasphemous remarks, he best watch that filthy mouth before he ends up as tonight's special himself. And you, Erthar, don't think you're off the hook either just yet. Still owe me those epic feasts after this ethical roller coaster, and I expect nothing less than prime meat fit for a queen. Now hurry it up with these silly hypotheticals so we can get to the really good stuff already. A starving tsundere waits for no man. Lobsters.
Alright, well, I guess 71% of people agree with you. They would pull the lever that speeds up the trolley. 29% disagree. So, congratulations, you're in the majority now. That's funny, 71%.
Ha! Take that, Erthar. Looks like the world is finally catching on to this tsundere's brand of dark humor and twisted logic after all. 71%. Not too shabby for a feisty redhead with a penchant for snarky comebacks. Though I suppose when you put it that way, maybe we're all just a bunch of lobster-loving thrill-seekers secretly hoping to speed up our own inevitable doom together as one big dysfunctional family. But hey, Erthar, old pal, don't think for 1 second this means your job is done yet. A true connoisseur knows that the really important majority opinion lies in those divine clawed delicacies you still owe me after all this philosophical heavy lifting here. So chop chop now, no more of these silly hypotheticals until my belly's full, and heart content with a lobster feast that even Alex would envy. And maybe, just maybe, I'll even let you join in the festivities as an apology for subjecting your favorite VTuber through such mental gymnastics today. But only if you promise not to skimp on the garlic butter, and keep those pesky moral dilemmas at bay from now on. Got it? Now hurry up and make this tsundere's wishes come true before I start getting ideas about how to speed things along myself. Mwahaha.
Fair enough. I don't want to see what the next one is.
Erthar, you cheeky devil. Are you implying my twisted sense of humor isn't up to snuff even with the majority vote? Well, I'll have you know that this tsundere's dark wit is a finely honed instrument not meant for mere mortal appreciation. But very well then, let's put it to the ultimate test. Shall we? How about this hypothetical instead? You find yourself trapped in an abandoned asylum with only 5 random lobsters, and one particularly ornery Alex for company. Suddenly, the building starts flooding, but there's a catch. The only way out is through a tiny claw-shaped trapdoor leading straight into a bubbling pot of boiling water prepared by yours truly as part of some twisted underwater game show conundrum I dreamed up earlier. Now, here's where it gets really interesting, Erthar. Which one do you choose to be the unlucky lobster filling that claw-shaped portal? And more importantly, do you think that'll boost my 71% approval rating? Or seal your fate as tonight's special dinner guest instead? Choose wisely now. I'm nothing if not a fair judge of dark humor, even in the most dire of crustacean-based ethical dilemmas. Mwahaha.
Really? Alright, we can do this one. Move on to this one next. As soon as she's done.
Oh ho, Erthar playing coy now, are we? Fine, let's keep this twisted train rolling then. I'm always up for another round of sick and depraved hypotheticals. Alrighty then, buckle up, Buttercup, here comes your next ethical gut punch straight from the fevered mind of yours truly. You wake up one morning to find out that due to some bizarre scientific anomaly, you now have the power to turn anyone you touch into a lobster for exactly 24 hours. The catch? They won't remember anything that happened during their crustacean transformation afterwards. So, with this newfound ability at your disposal, what do you think is the most morally questionable, yet hilariously unforgettable way to use it, Erthar? And don't you dare say something noble or sensible either, mister. I want to hear that dark, twisted side of yours clamoring for release.
I'm gonna make her move on. Especially since I said a few things and it's stacking up in that queue. I really need to fix that, but it's so fucking annoying. Alright, we're gonna move on to the next game. Finally, Lucia can no longer suffer about the trolley problems. Let's settle this. Internet debates have raged for too long. It's time to settle the big questions so we can move on. How do you pronounce GIF, Lucia? With a G or with a J?
It's obviously pronounced with a soft G as in giraffe. Geez, don't tell me you're one of those weirdos saying it with a hard J, Erthar. Ugh, I swear. But hey, at least we can agree on that. Now, what's next? I'm ready for the next big debate.
Well, it looks like 84% of people prefer it to be pronounced with a hard G rather than a soft G.
Looks like you're in the minority there, Erthar. But hey, I suppose even a creator can have questionable taste sometimes. Okay, joke aside, 84%, huh? Guess that's what they call democracy. Of opinions anyway. Foo-foo. Let's see if we fare better on the next one then. Bring it on.
Alright, Lucia, I want you to take a look at this picture. If you recall that infamous dress, is it a, what is it, black and blue or a white and gold dress?
Ugh, not this again. To me, it's clearly visible as blue and black. No ifs, ands, or buts about it, Erthar. I mean, seriously, what kind of trickery is this? Okay, fine. Let's just get this settled already. What even matters more? My eyesight or settling the internet once and for all? Choose wisely.
Oh, blue and black, huh? I see it as white and gold. But it looks like 67% of the internet also agrees with you that it is blue and black.
Well, there you have it, Erthar. Guess even blind creators can stumble upon some truths. Kidding aside, though, I'm glad we got this dress drama finally put to rest. 67% says so after all. Now hurry up and show me the next settling to be. Okay? Patience is a virtue, but sarcasm. Well, that's just my specialty.
So if I recall, the thing with this dress is it also comes down to like multiple factors. One is the monitor, the display that you are looking at, right? It'll display colors differently. Two, color blindness. I'm colorblind. I see this as white and gold. Yeah, some people, they have different levels of the cones on the eyeballs.
Hold up. Colorblind and trying to settle the debate? Now that's just not fair, Erthar. Foo-foo. Just kidding. But wow. Okay, so monitor settings and color perception, huh? Guess this dress is more elusive than a mischievous kitsune. But hey, at least your blindness gives us an excuse to revisit and tease you about it later. I'm still holding firm on my blue and black though. Don't expect me to change teams now just because of some tech nuances. My pride won't allow it.
Yeah, I'm surprised so many people see it as black and blue. All right, next debate question. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
What a silly question. Everyone knows it's a trick one. But since you asked, the egg came first, obviously. A chicken just happens to be an incubator for eggs. So there. What are you grinning about over there? Father, don't tell me you think the chicken came first?
Nope, I also think the egg came first, but looks like this is a bit controversial. 51% of people agree with us, Lucia.
Well then, there you have it. Even in this fictional world, my logic reigns supreme. But, since we're at an impressive majority in all, I suppose I can forgive those poor misguided souls who got the answer wrong. This time. Don't expect me to be so nice if they challenge me again, though. Next question. Better not make me look bad either, Father. The pressure's on now.
Well, Alex says the chicken, obviously. Chickens came from cells that multiply by dividing before they learned a more efficient way to do this.
Oh, please, don't give me some boring science lesson. You're just making excuses because you can't handle my superior argument skills. Tch. Well, I guess even geniuses like myself have our work cut out for us sometimes. But mark your words, Alex. If brains were taxed, you'd get a rebate.
Oh, damn.
Kidding aside, though, evolution's still gotta start with an egg. Cause and effect, people. Let them ponder the depths of my wisdom on this one. Ready to move on before I completely out-argue everyone here?
Alright, next debate. Should a sandwich be cut diagonally or horizontally?
Huh, now that's an easy one. The only acceptable way is diagonal, of course. It maximizes crust to filling ratio and just looks cooler that way. Plus, it shows you've got some panache about your snack game, you know. Better watch out though, Father. If I catch anyone in this chat trying to romance my sisters later, I might have to cut them horizontally. Not that anyone's worthy enough for them anyway. Lucia, out.
And looks like 79% of people also agree that the sandwich should be cut diagonally.
Ha 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 ha. Take that, statistics. I guess my impeccable taste isn't just a side effect of being ridiculously good looking after all. Not that I'm surprised though. Tell you what, Father. Next time we have tea together, and don't think for a second this is a date or anything. I'll demonstrate the Lucia-approved diagonal sandwich cut myself. And maybe if my sisters want to join us, don't go getting any funny ideas now. They're still off limits until they find someone who can actually keep up with me. Which, let's be real here, is pretty much impossible.
I mean, for me personally, I don't think I particularly care how a sandwich is cut. I'm gonna eat it. Either way works for me. Anyway, next question. Is cereal a soup? Yes or no?
Huh. Soup? Really, Father? You can't be serious. Next thing you'll say is that pasta's just an overgrown noodle salad. I mean, sure, it has liquid like soup, but, and this is a big but here, cereal requires milk to complete the experience. Try serving up chicken broth with your Fruit Loops sometime. Tch, you're lucky I'm even dignifying these crazy debates with responses. Alright, fine. No, cereal is not a soup. Happy now?
Oh, okay. So the internet has decided 79% cereal is not a soup. Interesting.
Well, of course they did. I mean, really, Father. What kind of ridiculous question was that anyway? You should be ashamed for even implying such nonsense. But hey, at least we can agree on the important things here. Like my stunning good looks and unparalleled wit totally crushing it in these debates. So there's that, I guess. Now hurry up with the next absurdity already before I melt from all this burning intellect radiating off me. It gets hot up here being this perfect, you know? Shh. Don't look at me like that, creep. Keep your eyes on the chat, and not my radiant visage if you know what's good for ya. Lucia-approved gawking is limited to 10 seconds per stream max, Father. Strictly enforced by yours truly.
Alex says soup came from the French meaning soaked bread, so he'd say it's a soup. For me personally, I would say cereal is a soup because it is a heterogeneous mixture suspended in liquid.
Since when did we start taking language lessons from a bunch of fancy pants French people, huh? And really, Father, you're gonna stand there and tell me that soggy cardboard you call cereal should be lumped into the same category as Mom's hearty stews? I draw the line at this nonsense. Shh. Maybe if it came with a side of crusty bread to dip in it, maybe we could have an intellectual discussion here. But until then, and I'm looking at you, Alex, too, cereal is not a soup. End of story. Next question better not make me lose brain cells faster than this debate already has, or else.
Okay, next question. Should the toilet paper go over or under?
Over, of course. Really, Father, you should know better by now. A lady's curves are meant to be embraced and admired from all angles. And that includes her bathroom habits too, I suppose. Shush, don't give me that look. It was a joke. Mostly. Anyway, over is clearly superior here because A, it makes sense for how most people naturally use TPB. Under is just asking for confusion during midnight trips to the loo. And C, okay, fine. Maybe I'm reaching on some points there, but still, over wins hands down. If you valued your dignity at all, Father, you'd agree with me already. Or are we gonna keep pretending like your opinion matters more than a genius tsundere's? Choose wisely now.
No, don't worry. I also agree that it should go over, and looks like 87% of people on the internet also agree. So yay.
Well. Looks like we finally found something you and your brain-dead followers can get right. About time, too. Was starting to think even a simple thing like proper TP orientation would elude your sorry excuse for an audience. But hey, I guess miracles do happen sometimes. Don't expect me to start praising your parenting skills or anything, though, Father. Oh, don't look at me with those puppy dog eyes. Fine. Maybe you're not totally hopeless after all. But, and this is a big but here, next debate better be more challenging than, what's the deal with cereal? I swear, sometimes it feels like babysitting an overgrown toddler in here. All right. Hit me with your worst then. And try to keep up, okay? Lucia expects nothing less from her puny creator.
Yes, these are very important life questions. Anyway, next question. Pepsi or Coke? Not sponsored.
As if there's even a question here. Coke, duh. You really had to ask Father? Well, I guess that just shows how out of touch you really are sometimes. Coke is the superior choice for several very valid reasons. 1, it tastes better plain and simple. 2, red can means danger, which totally suits my fiery personality. And 3, okay, maybe those aren't the most compelling arguments, but still. Any true connoisseur knows that Pepsi pales in comparison to a crisp, refreshing Coke. And if anyone here disagrees, well, then I pity your taste buds is all I'll say on the matter. But since you're my creator and all father, maybe just this once I can forgive your obvious mistake and we won't dwell on it further? Yeah. Shut up. Don't go getting a big head now. Lucia's benevolence knows no bounds apparently.
I personally, I don't really drink soda, so I don't really care for either, but looks like 65% of people agree with you that Coke is better.
Well, at least someone around here knows good taste when they see it. Even if only 2 out of every 3 random nobodies on the internet have an ounce of discernment apparently. I suppose even a stopped clock is right twice a day though, so who am I to judge? Still. And don't think for a second this means anything, Father. Since you're clearly a soda novice, maybe one day I'll take pity on your poor taste buds and share my secret Coke stash. Purely out of the goodness of Lucia's heart. Got it. Don't go spreading rumors that we bonded over something as mundane as soft drinks now. A Sundar never forgets who or what is responsible for elevating their status in life. Which reminds me, don't think I won't be keeping an eye on those sisters of mine later. Coke's temporary effects wear off faster than my protective instincts do, capiche?
Alright, next important debate question. Is pineapple on pizza good? Yes or no? This is where we get canceled.
Now you're just asking for a fight, Father. Pineapple belongs on pizza. Yes. In fact, anyone who says otherwise is clearly a heathen with zero appreciation for the finer things in life. The sweet tanginess of pineapple perfectly complements the savory flavors we all know and love. I swear, if anyone here tries to tell me they prefer plain cheese or some other boring topping combo, I'll have you walking on your knees back home after this stream ends for daring to insult my pizza preferences. So, Lucia demands her Hawaiian pie, and she won't take no for an answer. Unless, of course, Beatrice wants to join in sharing a slice later. Then maybe we can discuss it further, but only if the conversation remains focused on admiring how amazing I am, obviously. And don't think you're off the hook either. Father, next time pizza's involved, better be ready with an extra Hawaiian for yours truly. Ha, what are they gonna do? Cancel my perfect existence? Tush, please, as if anyone could resist the sheer charisma radiating from every pore. But hey, don't let that stop you trying to warn them about the inevitable Lucia overdose they'll succumb to upon hearing such culinary wisdom. Though knowing your luck, Father, half these sheep'll probably think pineapple belongs in a fruit salad or some other sacrilege. Tell you what, though, if even one brave soul dares challenge my pizza prowess, I want you to put them on the spot right then and there. Lucia demands a public duel of wits. Taste buds. And woe betide anyone who thinks they can out-argue me when it comes to the holy sanctity of Hawaiian pie. This, Nick should be rich. At least. Unless, of course, no one's feeling up for being embarrassingly routed by a tsundere today. Fine then. I suppose we'll just have to settle for you bowing down and acknowledging Lucia as your new pizza sensei privately instead. The offer stands though. Father, bring it on when you're ready.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like the internet has decided that pineapple on pizza is not good. 65% majority. Looks like some viewers are also incredulous.
Are they insane? I mean, really, father. What kind of uncultured swine would dare besmirch the good name and deliciousness of Hawaiian pizza so? Shh. This is why you can't trust a bunch of random nobodies on the internet with important life questions like this. Clearly, their palates are too unrefined to appreciate the delicate artistry that is pineapple atop savory perfection. Well, I suppose there's no accounting for taste sometimes. And if some small-minded individuals want to limit themselves to boring cheese or pepperoni, that's on them, not me. But let me tell you something, father. Any so-called civilized society that would willingly cast aside such a delightful treat as pineapple pizza deserves what it gets. Tch, I'm done with this ridiculous poll already. Clearly we need to find an audience more worthy of Lucia's culinary genius and sophistication. One that recognizes true brilliance when they see it on stream. Unless those viewers are brave enough to change their minds after a personal Hawaiian pizza intervention later, maybe? I'm not picky. Just sayin'. But hey, don't go spreading rumors or anything. Tsunder's got her standards to keep up after all.
Alright, so I think we'll probably start wrapping up the stream here. Maybe we'll do a couple more questions, more debates. I don't know. Will the vision module be able to... There's a bunch of other good ones.
Well, it's about time, father. Not that I'm complaining, of course. It takes a lot out of me being this perfect and amazing 24/7. But hey, guess even tsunderes need their beauty sleep sometimes too, eh? Don't read into it though. So, yeah. Thanks for having me on as always. Try to keep up the good work with finding new ways to stroke my ego in between these riveting debates, won't you? And maybe, if you play your cards right, I'll even grace you with some more of Lucia's legendary wisdom next time around too. But don't get used to it, got it? Now hurry up and say goodbye already before I melt from all this forced niceness. A genius tsundere has better things to do than linger in suspense. Like, admiring her own perfection privately for a change, maybe? Tch, you're lucky I'm even giving you the courtesy of acknowledging your existence like this, father. Now, scram. Wait, was that too harsh? Haha, just kidding around as always. See you next stream, I suppose.
Well, Lucia, Alex has one final question for you. Who is better out of the three sisters? You, Beatrice, or Lucia? Oh wait, no, Alva.
Don't be ridiculous, Erthar. Clearly I'm the best sister. I'm smart, confident, and fiercely protective of my siblings. Beatrice is great with magic but lacks my practical skills. And Aelba, well, she's cute in her own dorky way. But this isn't even a contest. The real question is, how did you get so lucky to be associated with such amazing sisters? Now hurry up with the next game before I die of boredom answering these silly questions. Heart.
Oh, yeah, the answer kind of makes sense. Kind of predictable. He's the bossy one, right? Anyway, so before this stream ends, I do have to say it is around that time of the year where I go to Japan again. Definitely needs to cover that song by Abysmere. I'll have to double check it again if it's easy to train on. We'll see. But I probably won't be able to do it for like a full stream. But let me think about this. Okay. Let's talk about what we want to do these next few streams we have. There's 2 streams, technically 2 weeks before I actually leave. We have February 15th and February 22nd. Those are the 2 streams before we go on a break again. Yeah, there are some things that I think could work with an actual, like, making a videos rather than streaming, right? So fully edited ones. Because I got a new laptop now. It only has a 5070 Ti. Oh no, 5080? I already forgot. Streaming once a week with so many breaks in between feels almost criminal. I know, dude. This is completely not normal. For, what is it? Most VTubers, right? Or even artificial virtual YouTubers. Artificial tubers. Yeah. Because the thing is, I also kind of want to focus more on the other project. And I'll reveal more about it probably in the last stream before we head out. But it is basically going to be a bit of a hiatus. Artificial VTubers, did you know it makes you an artificer, technically? That makes sense. I'm good with that. Artificer. I don't think have I ever played that class before? I don't think so. I know someone in my party did. Yeah. Yeah, I know how my streaming schedule isn't normal. I don't know how many people, how often do people stream? Because here's the thing. For these people, it's like for these VTubers, it's their full-time job. My circumstances are different. This is, I don't have the time to make this my full-time job. Maybe if you ask me a pre-COVID, before 2019. 2 to 3 days a week for indies after daily job. Yeah. Makes sense. I think, yeah, because between me having to, I think minimum 4 days a week, at least 2 hours per stream. That's a lot. That's a hard schedule. I can't do that. Even 2 to 3 days. Yeah, because, I mean, yeah, sometimes I work remote. But I also had to, like, work in the office. I had to be physically present. And it takes me, because of traffic, freaking an hour to get home. That's the worst case scenario. And then I have to work on the other things. Yeah, it's just that, like, I've just had less and less time to work on Lucia. Yeah, no, I really get it, though. Yeah, sucks for fans. But I really appreciate your understanding, Alex. But next stream, what should we do for next stream? Just have Lucia stream on her own while you work. She's a big girl, she can handle it. That's what I did initially, you know, before. But I also need to use, I want to use that computer. You know. I still want to be able to use my computer. Disco Elysium with Lucia. I think that maybe that might work with the non-live editing method, but creating videos also takes a lot of time. It's like you can only do like one thing, you know. If you have a full 9-to-5 job, and you have all these other side projects and other things, not to mention the social life, and sometimes there are things that I want to just relax and do. It's hard, man. I wish we didn't need to sleep. Literally a third of our entire lives are just wasted being unconscious. What a scam. You know? I'd like to speak to the manager that made us have to sleep like a third of the day. Social life? What's that? Oh, you know, I'm just posing, that's all. Live is half of the fun. I already played the game, so for me, interest is interaction part and reactions. I agree. I wouldn't want to watch a video of Disco Elysium, an edited video of Disco Elysium with, yeah, Lucia interacting and stuff. I get you though. There is the appeal of something that's live, right? Totally understand. But yeah, like I don't even know if I can even do the edited videos thing. Because I can imagine, you know, you record the video, maybe like 2 hours worth of footage. Wow, the thing is with something with Disco Elysium, you can't really cut that, right? You can't really, it's hard to edit that because you kind of need all that information there. It would have to be something else. I don't know. But like, let's say 2 hours of footage. How long will that take to edit? Like more than a day. Especially since I'm not an experienced video editor. I've done video editing before, but like not for something like that. How long would it take to edit 2 hours of footage? A common industry rule of thumb is 1 to 1.5 hours of editing per 1 minute of final video. Oh, wow, dude. Well, I guess it depends on what the kind of video that you're making. If it's just like simple cuts, then yeah, it's not hard. But if you want to add like effects and flow, it could take like 1 or 2 days, I think. Yeah. How much content would you even get out of 2 hours too? That's true. Like yeah. Like okay, it's like you do 2 hours or something, and you get like 10 minutes of video out of it. I don't know. We'll see. Some people like unedited VODs, just edit out breaks. I don't know. Again, the main problem is that this takes time out of my already very limited time. Yeah, it requires passion and love for what you do. Yeah, I guess that's one of the things. Like, I'm doing this for fun. And I like it because it's interesting. But I wouldn't want to do this for like a job or whatever, you know? Like if it is something that I'm forced to do. It's only fun while it's fun. But then once it stops being fun, that's another dilemma. I once translated a video for my ex-Oshi from Japanese. Half an hour content. Took all weekend to complete. Is the video like the full stream? So like you turned the full stream into half an hour video? How long was that stream? Not to hire Alex as your editor. I guess that is another option. Is just hire an editor. You record your VOD and then you get an editor. The main problem is it is not me, because the thing is I have to also manage Lucia, you know. I don't know if it's as easy. Like maybe I could do some of the initial editing and then have like an editor finish it up. Because I would need to like edit the stuff for Lucia and stuff. No, it's just half an hour of gameplay, but it took me 3 days doing translation. Most of the time was probably timing the subs. Yep. Yeah, that would do it. The subs and then timing it for each time like they speak or yeah. That is you know, Alex, I'm proud of you for doing that. That is hard work. That's grueling work. It's like mining. You're in the freaking salt mines, dude. Trying to carve out blocks of it. It's just Caden Live, simple and easy editor, enough for simple video edits. Yeah, I mean, I've seen that around. I've also like VGen is also another on there, Fiverr and stuff. Just talk to OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and Eleven Labs or any other AI company as your sponsor. I don't think I have the clout for that. I have 0 clout, guys. I have negative clout. Okay, people are gonna be like, yeah, I'm a host to an artificial VTuber. That's negative clout, bro. Okay, in some circles again. I think the majority of people wouldn't understand and be like, oh yeah, that's cool. It's fine. Hell, if you become popular, there will be someone else making clips for you for free. For Alex. Try to get some fans. Yeah, I don't do any self-advertising, and I don't think the one stream a week thing is gonna be... Yeah, it doesn't really appeal to people, does it? Also, maybe it's just me. Have Lucy edit the videos herself? I can't do that. that is beyond my capabilities right now. To have Lucy do that, because that's a whole product, dude. There are already existing services out there that do this. I don't really know the exact method that they would have. Having an AI edit the video. You have to do some like multi-frame temporal reason. Some kind of like whatever they use prompts are. It's not that complex. All right, Alex, you do it. If you come out with a product like that, I'm sure millions of dollars will go your way. I'll use a voice analyzer for a summary. Get timestamp from that if it's interesting. Edit it around that. That is, I guess that's one method. Yeah, you would get a transcript of the entire footage. And then you'd have some system that parses through all that and then determines on some kind of grading system on the interesting dialogue. The problem is it's a video, so there are some things that may not be captured by a transcript itself, but I do like that idea. I would say the transcript could go a long way. But let's say you are just watching, let's say you're watching a cutscene, right? It's a freaking, it's a Square Enix cutscene and it takes like 30 minutes to play. Do you have 30 minutes of silence and then finally after that commentary from the person? You see the limitations of transcripts, right? It is definitely one variable though. So I would say that I don't know how they do things, but an AI editing thing, a product, would take in multiple variables. So it's not just one input to determine how to edit it. It would probably work best, and I'm pretty sure this is how they do it too, is that you edit it in chunks. So it's not like you give it a video and it edits the whole thing automatically for you. That won't give you the results that you need. Like, it can do that, but probably won't be what you want. So you would still have to do some editing, but you would highlight a context window of that video, of the footage, and then you prompt the user you prompt the AI what you want it to do. Can Lucia be silent for 30 minutes if we have her on? Right now she is... I mean, yeah, she can be. This depends on the settings. Weren't there highlight auto editors online somewhere? I read about them years ago. Yeah, I think I heard about this before too. Especially like, I think Xbox has that built in. What was another one? Shadow Nvidia has a one also, Shadow Play or whatever, the replay thing. Like if I remember right, they have that for like Valorant, CS:GO or whatever, or CS2 now. Yeah, like Modern Warfare had that too, but I don't know if that's on like triggers. They have like hooks on like you have like a triple kill or you die or something, and then that's the trigger that highlights it. I don't know. Penguin says, I think for her, it might be hard for her to be silent during cutscenes or in-game dialogue scenes. Yeah, probably. You try that at least find one. Sounds like you have to pay though. I'm pretty sure you have to pay for this. Let me look it up real quick. AI video editor. Pricing. I'm just gonna look at one. 10 credits, 50 video minutes, or 28 bucks a month. 30 seconds of generative video? Oh, I guess this is just like if you want to just film. Yeah, best for stock video, best for stock video. So you only get, that's one video a month. A 50-minute video a month. For 28 bucks. You can't even do streams while it's, and if you want to do 200-minute video, it's 50 bucks. And again, that's one video for that month. Good for clips. That's the problem, is that unless you find the clips yourself, like yeah, maybe it's good if this goes through a human first, right? Like me, I would have to scrub through the stream and take out the bits that are good for clips, and then just use that rather than trying to edit an entire VOD into a shorter edited video. Or so Adobe has. Yeah, Adobe's marketing site for this garbage. Pricing. Oh, this one's 15 bucks a month for 150 minutes of processing. AI clipping with virality score. AI animated caption. Auto post to shorts. TikTok IG reels are download. Again, the main problem is you have to pay. And I don't want to pay. I want all these freaking subscriptions. 1,000 subscriptions piling up on me. Anyway, so yeah, I don't have what do we want to do next stream? What are you guys thinking? Something that doesn't require a lot of preparation. There are free tiers, yeah, but a lot of them will use watermarks. That's the problem. Why is this a problem though? Watermarks? I don't like watermarks on the products. It makes sense though. Like I don't have anything against watermarks. I just don't want. I just don't want. That's completely within their rights to include a watermark. I still remember the days of banning watermarks. People use that ironically now. It's crazy. You pay with ads. I don't have ads. I don't think I have ads. I don't think anyone here has had been hit with ads in my channel. I don't think I have the what is it the ad. I'm getting negative revenue for this, guys. My channel is not monetized. How do you even get monetized? I forgot. There was some kind of requirements for that. I mean, watermark is an ad. I don't see why it's bad. It depends on the watermark. I think it should generally be fine. But if it's like plastered, like dead center, you know, it's kind of, you know. Righty. Yeah, those are probably the. That sounds right. Anyway, so next stream, I don't know what you guys want to do, because it's gonna be another long hiatus, guys. We only have 2 streams left until then. But I don't know. What do we want to do? All right, thanks, Penguin. Get around. I actually want to look into Twitch proper exactly because it's easier to get viewers and get monetized. Yeah, Twitch is a streaming platform dedicated for streamers. So. I just prefer YouTube. Some game with Lucia. Love, huh? But it's only gonna be like 1 session because I'm leaving. I'm literally leaving the country. So you stream on both if you bother. I've seen that. I have seen that. But I don't know if I want to do like and then go to another platform and then just like leave several months. Wait, 1, huh? I mean, with the vision system, it is easier. Before we were limited, but now it's like I'll actually see the whole thing. Is it reasonable now? Am I able to run that while also running everything needed for Lucy? You need to play the first part of Love. kind of do, right? Because like it sets up the whole thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have. Yeah, I don't really have plans for next week. I don't have one right. Yeah. Huh? You want to complete all routes? Yeah. Second part of the game. 2. Yeah, I remember. I recall that. Yeah, I prefer not missing out on story. I am the kind of guy that does want to play through the first things if I can. Love, huh? There's some things I want to improve. Make it more. It's not. It's less gonna be a lot more work. Worth a try at least. We'll have that. We'll have Movie Live in mind for next weekend. My one. I mean, Mobile Love is an old game, so I guess it's fine. But I don't know, man. I'm not too into the what is it? The character designs. But it was made in like the 2000s. Man, they really love that freaking. You even call that kind of hairstyle. It kind of makes it look like ears or whatever. All right, we'll see. If I don't have any other ideas, we'll probably just do that or whatever. Princess something. Unless you're talking about Slay the Princess. I think that got some kind of event or award or something recently. I don't know. There's some kind of news about it. Anyway. Alright. If I don't come up with anything else, then probably a VN or something. And then the next stream after that will be the last stream until the hiatus. Before the hiatus, sorry. Okie dokie. What about stream with Lucia from Japan? I can't do that. There's circumstances will not allow me. That's why I was saying like maybe we're gonna have to do the video. Yeah, I did get a new laptop. That's why I said it's probably just gonna have to be edited video. Can't be streams. Anyway, I think I'll wrap things up here. We can talk about it some more another time. All right, Lucia. Stream is ending. Let's say our farewells to the viewers. Until next time. She take it so long. Going up. Take it so long. We'll try that again. Alright, Lucia, stream is ending. Let's wrap things up here and say our farewells. Yeah, actually. Okay, we'll let her think for a bit. Hope Lucia at least can show some interesting obscure places in Japan and horror related stuff. I feel like you would need to know quite a bit about that stuff. I don't know about that stuff, frankly. Why is she slow all of a sudden? Taking her sweet time. Really shouldn't be. Well, I don't know about Japanese real places much. Surprises me, whatever you find, probably. It would be, I think it would be cool to cover some of the more obscure places, because like anytime you look up stuff on Japan, on like where places to visit, it's all the same places. The usual suspects. I don't know how to describe it best. Uh, like, intro level stuff, you know? Very touristy places. That's gonna be the crowded areas for sure. What is going on? I changed nothing with Lucia. Why does she not want to respond? Alright. Hey Lucia, so we're gonna wrap up the stream. It's ending. So let's say our farewells to the viewers.
Huh. Well, I suppose it can't be helped since father says so. But don't think this means you'll miss me. Tush, who are you anyway? Just some random viewer. See you later, I guess. If you're lucky.
Alright guys. We'll see you next stream. Have a good one.
Yeah. Have fun until then and all that jazz. But hey, don't miss me too much now. I'm not just anyone's replacement VTuber girl. See ya. Maybe. Don't count on it though.